Hey, fellas, it's about almost 9 o'clock now. Finished my walk. Just a little bit over 6,000 steps. Um, I'm gonna change gears in not, and I hope that this prediction is wrong, but I think this may be here in the near future, may be a tipping point for the war in Ukraine. There's a city that is being currently evacuated, completely evacuated by the Russians. It's called Kherson, Kherson. It's close to the Black Sea. It's a link to Crimea. That's the island or whatever you want to call it. The Russians took from the Ukrainians in 2014. I don't know if you guys know anything about doctrine, military doctrine, but the Russians have warned several times that they may use a tactical nuclear weapon, or they may use what we refer to as a bioweapon. Um, when I was in the Army, I was in the EOD field, and one of the courses I went to, which was taught by the CIA, is called the Chemical Biological Weapons Proliferation Course. It was taught by the SAIC, which you spell that backwards, and sponsored by the CIA. But if you spell SA, Science Application International Concepts, we used to just spell it backwards and call it Central Intelligence Agency School. So it's out of McLean, Virginia. So, anyways, in one of these classes, they talked about how the Russians have been working on biological weapons for decades. And at the time I left the military, that was back in 2003, March. Yeah, March 2003, and they were they were talking about splicing like two diseases, like botulism toxin and like scarlet fever, or like not many people anymore have been immunized for smallpox, and they would split smallpox with something else, and so that if one of the diseases, one of the agents didn't get you, the other one would get you. And it's crazy. We would see some of them videos where the shell just hits the ground, and or it makes the shell, when it hits the ground, it just makes a big plume of smoke. It's not the fragmentations from it, but the only other thing is, I always thought that wouldn't be possible. The bioweapons, not so much, unless it's used in a city. In a city, wind directions can change, but if or a tactical nuclear weapon, they can. There's a lot of them. They can dial in the yield, the kiloton yield. Um, so I hope I'm 100% wrong. Um, but I don't think, I think the Russians will say, you know what, if we can't have Kherson, then nobody's going to get Kherson. I'm not sure either the Ukrainians or the Russians are willing to go street to street, door to door, to fight over that city. Um, Hope it doesn't happen. I don't usually talk about the ongoing wars. And by the way, the war in Ukraine is not the only one going on. There's three other wars still going on. Yemen and one, I think, in Malaysia or Indonesia. One of those is a civil war. And then there's, of course, some wars in Africa. So stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. You're worth it. You're valuable. We need you. You're my future. Like a fart in a G string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye bye.